I do like
also like
food,
food.
but there is a draft going on. It is OG in Wind and Rain, and as expected, Witch Doctor, I would expect him to either be banned or picked first round, and he is in fact picked first round by or OG, excuse me.
You know, I think Witch Doctor would make a really good sorbet.
Sorbet?
Yeah, I could see him running an ice cream shop.
That's his alternate
Weren't
job.
you the one who said we should talk about Dota?
Yeah, I know.
We got tricked into it.
You know I can't stay serious for long.
All right, fair.
I do know that.
Anyway, we've been trolled, but it is Mirana.
Speaking of Witch Doctor and Sorbet, have you guys seen the set, the gun and Capri Sun for Witch Doctor?
No.
That's
that was
in the
so
workshop.
long ago.
It's been in the workshop for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, it's been there forever.
I feel like I
Some of
might have
these-
seen it at one point, but I
Doesn't
can't
he have
remember.
sunglasses too?
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty sure.
That's nice. Okay,
This is
something new
different.
from Wind and Rain. Let's see how this one goes. So I'm gonna grab Mirana Elder Titan. I don't think
Do
we've
you
seen them
just
play Titan
clock
at all.
here if you're OG?
What's that?
Clock maybe?
Ember.
Ember. Yeah, Ember.
Did they ban it second game, or was it not picked in second game? I can't
It
remember.
was not picked until second phase, and in the second phase it got banned.
Okay.
OG actually chose Warlock PO over it as second pick.
Okay. And they won that game, obviously.
They did win.
So
This is a great Ember game. I like that Wind and Rain once again are doing something different instead of just running their heads against a wall, but they kind of picked into an Ember. I think this is already a great Ember game.
Yeah,
He's great against both heroes.
definitely agree.
and you're giving it to OG as well. Again, they have that flexibility between Topsa and Ana. We've already discussed that Ember is really good for
Have
Ana.
Wind and Rain ever taken Mirana on someone other than Bryle?
I think he played Forev once or
Oh,
twice.
true. Forev has.
I believe.
You are right. It has been played off.
So I'm thinking maybe instead of an Elder Titan being a pick to counter hero, because they had to know Ember was coming, right? So maybe it's some synergy with like a magic damage hero, maybe like a Zeus or a Tinker or something. Maybe less so Tinker, but
Void.
Void too. Yeah, I'm thinking it's more of a combo than it is just picking it on its own, and it's too hard to ban all the possible Elder Titan partners. So.
Yep. I do remember OG's first game against Kingwin in the winners bracket. Kingwin tried to play a massive teamfight lineup into OG. It did not work well. They had Void Phoenix.
Void Phoenix, yeah. What else was on that team?
That one's like
OG
super all-in-y though.
Yeah, it was. It was a worse draft than what Wind and Rain can definitely build with this, but OG still dealt with it very well. And they've shown they understand how to play around cooldowns. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the Void approach. I'm more on board with the whole Zeus line of thinking, where you just amplify something and you go and try to beat them at playing fast, like, and try to get objectives off of having 4 heroes that are really strong. Maybe you're like mirroring what OG is doing is going to be hard, and beating them at their own game. But having some sort of way of split pushing a bit and then fighting at the same time seems like a possible approach here.
Yeah, I just really like Zeus because he's such a low cooldown hero. His ulti is kind of important, but he can still do insane damage, even if you don't have your ultimate off cooldown. They could use a little bit more teamfight though. I don't mind Warlock. I guess it would make it even harder to kill Ember though. If you were picking Warlock, it would be a very free game. But Sky's taken out. So what is your Ember hero? What
Do
is
they
your
go Wind Ranger here against Ember Spirit in terms of like picking as a support or mid?
It's
Theoretically?
okay.
Windrunner is fine.
I don't love it, but it's not bad.
It's just because I've seen so many third picks today, and really in all these qualifiers that are just Wind Ranger played in whatever role they want to throw it in, honestly. So that's just the thing I'm thinking of. But I'm sure there's more you could do to deal with this Ember Spirit at this point.
I thought Wind and Rain might have had a better idea of what they wanted to pair with this Elder Titan, but maybe not.
They're taking their time to figure it out. Maybe he got banned or something. They did take out the Huskar for OG. That was the one game they lost this tournament so far, was the Huskar game against this team, Wind and Rain.
I think it's been banned all 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, this is the 3rd. I do believe. In game 1, it was first banned. In game 2, I think it was second phase banned, and now it's phase banned also.
Okay.
I don't know about that one.
I don't personally consider this hero a counter to Ember because
Its cast times are way too long.
you have long cast times. You have no way of breaking Flame Guard whatsoever because your nuke is pure. Okay, your ulti deals magic damage, but like,
Yeah, it's...
let's be real. Ember plays you on range. Bane's counter to Ember is getting a lens or glimmer, and in the games we've seen, the position 5s have not been living that rich life.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be tough to get there if they want to.
at least what I like about it is it seems like they want to, try to play aggressive in lanes.
What if they end up
try to
just
put
doing
pressure.
the Forever Mirana and do Bane Mirana instead of
They could
thinking
be
of it
doing
as
that.
a... Okay, there's the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, could still be 4 for Jerax. This does give the least amount of information away.
Although
because
this is
they're
a great
flexible
Earth Spirit game.
Ooh.
Earth Spirit is good, but this time they don't have the combos, so I think they
True.
won't go for it. They want
they
that
had DS,
Darkseer,
that's right.
the Darkseer and Warlock
Yeah.
last game. So I have a feeling they're going to go for something more stable. There's a good chance this Wind Ranger is on Jax.
Yep. I mean, Topson has played it this tournament, but that was against an Ember Spirit, I believe, in lane.
He also played it last game.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
he did, didn't he?
Just played it, and he was against, what was his matchup? Lina in mid.
I didn't see that lane phase. How did he do in that lane?
Oh, it was pretty even.
Okay,
That's
overall.
surprising, actually.
Do you think Windrunner wins that lane?
Against Ember.
No, Lina.
Oh, I think it's that lane's 50-50. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
pretty-
you said Lina Ember.
No.
I misheard.
Wind and Rain have not played Ember.
There it is.
So they will go the Void route.
I
I'm
don't
skeptical,
know.
but at the same time, I'm hopeful that they manage to find some fights. What I would love to see now is a way of pushing towers that is not a long cooldown. Like, not Exorcism, please. Get something else. Not Dragon Form.
This just seems really hard though for them to execute properly. Like Ember Spirit, Anna's been such fantastic on this hero. How do they think they're going to hit a Void Chrono? Even
about,
an ET Stomp, Mirana Arrow, like these appear like to be impossible abilities right now.
If it's
for
Bra Mirana, what about Jakiro for Wind and Rain?
Which hero did you say?
Jakiro. It's some way to push towers. It's a pretty
Yeah.
strong dual lane. I mean, it's not perfect, but what is your perfect solution?
It's a really bad
You're putting
matchup
him
against
as
Ember.
you're putting him
in
as
the game.
3 though.
Counterpicking the Chrono right there for Jerax. Great pick.
Yeah, then that begs the question, like Toby said, where's the Jakiro going if you do pick it in this instance?
Well, you would have
Yeah.
Mirana mid, safe lane, Void, and then you either do Jakiro, Elder Titan, or Bane Jakiro. Yeah.
The lane will be fine for sure. It's just I don't think Jakiro enjoys the matchups that it has in the game. It can help them push towers, but it's not good against Ember. It's not good against Wind Ranger, and against Naga, it's like it's
But
okay.
I already feel like you have heroes that just don't have really good matchups against the Ember anyway. So what are you going to pick that's going to salvage it from that position and also be able to push that doesn't have a long cooldown? Like what is the cure-all for that?
Good question.
Is there one?
Jakiro was my only, that's the only thing I could think of. Was
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for their lineup, and it works with their heroes. And this is one of those situations where maybe you need to concentrate a bit more on what you want to do than what you're playing up against. It's just the reason I'm not a fan is that I think the matchups are that bad.
They are bad, yes.
If they were okay, I definitely think you could go for it without it being a great pick. It's just I have a feeling they're going to regret it. But in lane, it's awesome against Ember. It destroys him. So that is definitely an upside to it. I could see it. Do you know if any of them play it, though? Forev?
Forev does, yes. He absolutely
Okay.
does play.
Didn't they play it
10
in
seconds
the
remaining.
first series of the day? I could be wrong. Maybe that was Blinkpool.
5 seconds remaining.
Anyway, though, while we've got a second here, I do want to say we have Optic versus Complexity live now on Beyond the Summit 2. That'll be Blitz and Cap doing it. So check that out if you want to watch some more NA Dota. We have NA Dota right now with
They
Wind and
ban-
Rain, but
They've been
actually
DP.
banned DP. I don't
Yeah.
think they needed to do that. But
Well, they think it's Forev Mirana then, right? That's the only reason I can ever think them. Or think they would ban
from the lineup will definitely make sense from a draft perspective. I just think OG have the tools they needed against DP, but they might feel differently that it still is a threat, and they
10
couldn't come up
seconds
with anything
remaining.
worse.
Yep.
Sometimes
it's that
the
easy
best band's
physical
not even
damage.
great.
It's easy
5
physical damage they
seconds
need, right?
remaining.
Like right now, Wind and Rain, if the Faceless Void doesn't get a good start, and based on the first 2 games of this series, he's probably not. Like, where is the damage going to come from? Like, they need something hitting really hard to work with the Faceless Void. Jakiro is one option, but man, at this point, I'm almost like they need a Clinks or something.
yeah.
So-
Clinks is actually a really interesting idea because it's good against Wind Ranger too.
Radiant
Yeah.
team pick.
I wouldn't mind it.
Oh, that's such a good pick.
Wow.
Ooh, that is really good.
The last pick Varu for Seb. That's going to be pretty nice.
See, now there's a problem on a Wind and Rain, and I think this is part of the reason why Sin didn't like the Void so much, is now there's multiple heroes you want to Chrono, and there's the Naga. So it's like, if you don't Chrono the Naga, you get Songed. If you don't Chrono the Brew, there's a split. Like, and you want to also Chrono the Ember, so now there's like these 3 targets, and you don't have
10
enough lockdown.
seconds remaining.
Like,
I think
Bane is
if
not
you're in
reliable.
Chrono, like you can get Searing Change, you can get
5
Cast, you can get
seconds
Shackled,
remaining.
you can get Ensnared. You may not even be able to work inside your own Chrono Sphere until you get both BKB and Mask.
It's a very hard Void game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I don't know
Like,
what
it's
pick
almost like
makes
they
it
have
better.
to. Like, can you just run the Void in a 3 roll, put the Mirana in mid, and then just run a real 1 position with high DPS?
If you do that, then you have very little damage, I think. I don't know. I think Wind and Rain are kind of backed into a corner right now with their heroes.
I think Caravoid will be absolutely useless this game. I think you might have to throw it in an offlane position, which isn't great either. But if they put it safe lane, I think they'll have damage problems as well.
Templar
Okay,
assassins
so
your hero.
it could be for Ev Marana. It is the Ritsu Void Brile TA. Okay.
I'm worried from a damage perspective. I think unless they put really, really perfect chronos, the TA is actually not that great with Void. If heroes are around the center of the chrono, TA can't reach.
Yeah.
So she might have to buy Dragonlance.
Yeah.
And even then, if it's very center, you still can't reach. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this lineup from Wind and Rain is just flat out way too greedy for me. I'm looking at their picks and I see Void needs to farm, TA needs to farm, Potom can make some moves with Bane, but it doesn't look promising at all. I think this might be the most one-sided game of the series we're going to have.
Man, if you're saying that, it feels like Wind and Rain are in some trouble here then, in Game 3.
They should be in trouble.
Yeah.
They really should.
Do you feel the same way, Andy?
I do, yeah. I mean, it's just all these heroes need items,
5 seconds
and
remaining.
without them, I don't know how they possibly take a team fight. If you look at OG's heroes, not a single one of their heroes actually requires one thing to be able to go into a team fight, minus maybe like Blink on Brew, but even that's not a necessity.
Yeah.
So there's a really good chance that OG just keep running the train they have been throughout this entire Grand Finals.
I mean, and we've seen closer drafts between these two teams, and between any team OG has played, that have come out looking pretty awful against OG, who are looking like they're well on their way to TI at this point with this game going the way that it has in the draft.
Is it just me, or are we still paused in the draft?
I heard the 5-second countdown. There
No,
it
they're
is.
going. They're
Okay.
Okay. We were sitting in that draft, like end of draft for a while.
It takes a
felt
full
long.
minute. It depends how quickly the heroes get picked by both teams. If you don't pick them, you have a full minute until you have to pick, and then after that, there's strategy
That's what
time.
it is. Yeah.
So if you just
Okay.
don't lock in your hero, it takes a full 2 minutes before the game starts.
Well, that'll do
Well-
it for the draft. Game 3 underway. Take it away, boys.
Man, are they trying to send a message right now to the Templar Assassin with the offensive tipping? It's like, good luck in your lane, man. Everything is on your back, TA. Everything. Because it feels that way, right, Sin? Like, if they don't snowball with this, how is Warman to stay in the game?
I think maybe if they can snowball out of their off lane with the Mirana Elder Titan, if OG make a misstep or two, because their lane is pretty strong against Ember in the beginning, and then it gets hard later on. But he's going to be protected by a Witch Doctor, so I don't think they will manage, but if they do, Florev can maybe make some moves, arrow into Chrono, maybe just hit some arrows without any setup. They can get some key kills and go from there. But I think again, ease of execution, man. It's really in OG's favor, in my opinion.
Farev's just going to channel us in a Sing Sing, just
30 seconds
not switch
to battle.
games. This Faceless Void, I'm worried about Ritsu. Like, Brewmaster as well as Naga Siren, they're going to zone the living crap out of him. Like, Purge was singing the praises of Naga Siren before, and I became a bit of a believer in it, even though, like, just thanks to TI8, I hate the hero. But Brewmaster as well? Like, do they actually control this?
This is a good lane. I don't think they need to yield
The
this rune.
battle
They're actually going
begins.
to. They might have been scared of a second or a third hero being here, so they're just going to
Yeah.
settle for only one rune. Interesting.
Yeah, they lose both on top. Where OG's going, we don't need no runes.
Oh, Jerax is Witch Doctor. Huh.
That's...
I was not expecting that.
Well, it's I think it's mainly because No-Tail plays the Naga more than anyone else. Like, it was also his hero when he played that one role.
That is
So
true.
It's like
That
it's,
is
it's his bread and butter.
I'm
But
curious if he's going to be playing 4 then. For now, it looks like
What,
he might be.
with the Naga, he's gonna be playing 4.
He's got wards queued up in his quick buy.
Okay, maybe he's playing 5.
So-
Maybe the Naga is a possible 5.
Yeah, it could be.
Radiant structures
Its key
are
role in this game
fortified.
is completely... Like, the only item you really want is a dagger. For the one thing No-Tail really wants to do, but, you know, you can still go Meteor Hammer instead if you're trusting your positioning. But his number one job is Song during Chrono. If he manages to pull that off and save his team, he's done his job.
Like how Tops is trying to get aggressive on the Templar Assassin early on. Obviously, like, you're seeing TA trying to line up the side blade, but he's got Windrun available, a power shot, and he actually connects. Refraction, TA only just hit level 2 and now burns the salve, and Refraction will allow him to get through the full duration. But Thompson needs a salve of his own. The courier's coming now, but it'll take some time. He's got to stop lining up those side blades.
Yeah, he's dealing some pretty good damage here, but Thompson is still doing very well. As we mentioned already, forced out the flask in the beginning, and he's bringing out his own extra region now, and he's going to just keep laying into Brile. It is definitely the thing to do here. Just auto-attack the TA whenever you can, break the refraction, and deal damage.
Bottom lane Nightmare's out. trying to buy a little bit of space because I think Seb got a little more aggressive on Ritsu, but Ritsu's kind of sort of okay with this one. He's got Time Walk available. Notel's trying to play the numbers game. Actually, we had that. Was that from him earlier today where we had went mirror image as well as Riptide over actually having ensnare control in the lane?
I don't remember.
It was in the lower bracket. It was in the lower bracket match earlier today. I can't remember who did it.
Well, then it was not from Notel.
No,
they haven't been there.
Notel. Yeah, Purge. Yeah, they went the easy way. But I remember Purge was kind of questioning a little bit, not having that extra control on the snare. But I suppose, is that really good against Ritsu? He's just going to time walk away.
Well,
they can't control for a kill.
Only if you cast it while it's flying. He can't time walk in roots, so.
Oh, Spirit into Stomp. Thompson. Melon, look at that movement speed. Thanks to the haste rune and the bonus damage. Surprise first blood in mid lane. The TP from Jirax, it came pretty quick, but it was still too late.
Yeah, they were not expecting that move. Nice play from Milan to come in there with the combo. And it's not the easiest hero to gank with Elder either. You need to make sure that Windrun is on cooldown or he can just dodge your stomp very easily. So found the perfect opportunity. And Thompson. I was wondering if he was going to even buy an Orb of Venom for this lane in mid and just sit on Bryle the whole time. He went for the second null though to be more competitive on CS.
Yep. It's pretty even as far as that CS goes. 17-7 versus the 15-3. So there's really not much in it, and you also have to remember the TA starting with offensive refraction. So she has an advantage in the early part of this game to get the last hits in.
Yeah, this lane is going pretty well for Bryle overall. It's not the easiest playing against Windranger because of all the consistent harass and the guaranteed dodges of Windrun, but the damage advantage, if you play it right and you get the key to nice, you will outlevel the Windrunner, and he's well on his way to being half a level ahead right now. Grabbing the level 5.
I'm waiting for Millen to punch this top lane down. I think he's dragging a lot of damage in with, yeah, it's plus 48. I guess not that much. Try and actually control Ana in any way, shape, or form.
And snare bottom. So Notel has skilled it. 1-1-1 build.
Yep. And they're going in pretty deep. Mango into the clap. Quick jump away, and actually, early point up in time dilation makes it a little bit more difficult for Notel.
This lane's actually so annoying for Ritsu. Between the constant harassment and the blind from Brew, he's missing so many creeps. Oh, Milan found another one.
Yeah,
this time on
really low
Jerax.
too. Fareb's gonna grab him.
Okay. This is the first time Wind and Rain are this far up early in the game, and if they even get bounty runes now, they could start to build an advantage. But it looks like OG are on the ball with the bounties and will get 3. Simply just faster and in better position. Milan was trying to get it, but he was too late. Misplayed the clock, actually. He should have stayed there after the kill on Jerax. Should have waited on the enemy bounty. Top lane,
I'm loving these ET kind of plays. Yeah, Fareb should actually, he's got a stick charge. He'll be fine. But I'm loving the stacks that ET has prepared. Well, actually, Witch Doctor. Paralyzing cars. Jirax lost the vision for half a second. Will dodge the arrow, takes more damage from the towers because of it. The Voodoo Restoration gives him just enough life to survive. But look at these stacks. Double, double, double. And that's where Millen's finding his extra damage. He came in with plus 100 when he ran that top lane before.
Yep. Pretty strong.
They're pinging out the hillside. They think there's an observer ward on top of it. The obs is a little bit further down though.
Plus 162, huh? So he has quad damage right now. Lovely.
Oh, punch Ana. Won't happen with the Searing Chains. Ana's thinking about cutting himself a small gap out too. Bottom lane, a little bit of trouble for the Brewmaster. Seb into the tree line, and well, needs to keep the run going. Ritsu doesn't have that jump available, and now with the Drunken Haze, gets the clap, slowing down Ritsu, and Seb can back off. They have the Shrine on bottom lane for OG to consume, but they also want to make sure they get this entire wave of experience.
Oh, up top, they get a great connection onto Farev here. Binding him to the catapult with the casks and then the chains, and the Maledict should be enough. We'll try to get a return kill.
Though. Yeah, it's going to go on to Jirax. He actually gets the kill before his death. It goes on to Millen.
A lot of XP
they really
for
wanted
Ana,
to
though.
lose the offlane. Yeah, it's solo experience as well for Ana.
Yep, that's why it's so good. Gets a little bit of AoE gold. Obviously, most of the gold going to Jerax in the graveyard, but Ana getting his level 6 here from this kill. and is now the same experience as Mirana, even though the Radiant were winning the lane. Oh, Milan hits pretty hard.
So strong. It's plus 129. And now Mirana with a Starfall. Luckily for Ana, the Flame Guard is still up. Quick paralyzing cast bounces over, so no stomp to cancel the TP back home. Ana is back to safety. And he has that remnant, he can jump back into the lane, so easy regeneration.
Looking at mid again, Bryle still pretty much going toe-to-toe with Thompson. Bryle is pulling a little more ahead now on denies, so almost a full level ahead now. Classic TA stuff.
Here comes Thompson's rotation. I think they're trying to do something about this top lane. But at the same time, the Radiant Observer Ward saw it all, so even this movement, Thompson can come forward and say, well, who do I want to attack? He's trying to line up somebody. Mirana uses the arrow. Here comes your paralyzing cask. They still don't find the perfect angle, but it won't matter when the cask, two isolated heroes away from the creep wave. And Thompson's not done yet. Remember, he doesn't go for this early shackle shot. He's got 2 points in power and 4 points up in win run, so he just keeps diving. He just keeps harassing. The charges will wear off, and the 5-second arrow will connect. ET wants to follow through, but paralyzing cask won't bounce around. At least not to him. Goes down to the creeps, and they found the stacks.
Yeah, they want to clear these stacks, and they're using Thompson to take control of the area while they just leave No-Tail to defend mid-tower from the TA. It's a very easy tower for him to defend, so no problem there.
Even avoids the stomp. Maldic is up, so it's paralyzing cask. That damage, if it keeps the bounce going, actually won't work. Six Charges do enough work, and thanks to Forev, getting the Starfall up to level 4 already. Thompson cannot dodge this. They do lose one of their stacks, but there's a lot more left.
Forever's doing very well on the Mirana this game. Second on net worth, only behind Templar Assassin by 100 gold, minute 9. It's doing great. And OG, they need a little bit of time still. Ember would ideally like to get one item and then start fighting. Brewmaster would love to get his Blink Dagger after Tread's Bottle. Bit of a semi-expensive build-up here from Mad.
He's been forced out that bottom lane so many times, though. Like, at least he has level 6 now, so he's fine to stay on the bottom lane. And wants to control it coming up to the 10-minute mark for all the bounty runes. But Ritsu's gotten space to start catching up on his net worth, now almost equal to that of the Wind Ranger.
Moonlight Shadow.
Yeah, it was to, I don't know, it wasn't to help TA, she was underneath the tier 1 tower. But Smoke Gang coming in from Bane and Void. Level 6 is up for Faceless Void, he wants to fight. But Seb should be calling this. There's heroes missing on the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's pushing for information. They know Void is gone. It's becoming very apparent now. And if he has the wrong read, and they do end up jumping him bottom, Void needs 1 or 2 additional heroes to kill him. And that kind of kill is relatively low value, so he would be okay with it overall. So he just plays aggressively and pushes
an Invis rune. Shouldn't be. Actually, it is visible. The 2 TA traps saw it. Actually, the 2 TA traps were seen by the Dire Sentry Ward.
Top tower is under attack.
But this is going to be a straight T1 tower lost on the top. WR already starting to position in the Bane for mid lane. That's a lot of heroes starting to arrive for OG. Brewmaster still, that's the space for Seb to get to his Blink Dagger.
Dire's top tower
G-Rax is wrapping in around from the back, and the ET Stomp is delaying it. I don't know if it's going to stop it.
Is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
And G-Rax has got to stop tanking up those traps.
Oh, they want to dive this tower. They're collapsing in a big way here.
The Stomp, gonna miss it. Mirana's coming in from behind, looking for the arrow. It's gonna fly right through the middle of OG. Remember, OG do not have level 6 on Naga yet, so there is no Song of the Siren. But Brewmaster is wrapped around all the way behind. And that's where Bane's going to run into him. Straight ahead, Starfall comes down on top of the Witch Doctor, paralyzing Castle, and bounce back down again to him. So Mirana can just keep that leap going, closing the distance. The arrow will connect at short range. Brewmaster has to get the spot off, and he does. So low on life, he dropped down to 18 HP. And now begins the retreat. They at least force WR to rotate in towards this mid lane, which is buying space for both Thompson as well as Ana. And maybe that's all they wanted. But that's still a Brewmaster split they committed. And the TA trap.
That was a great hold.
wouldn't have been enough
That
damage.
is definitely not what OG wanted. Seb was trying to wrap around and wanted to quell through the trees and then backstab with a split, but Wind and Rain get the first jump with their Mirana, killing the Jarrek's Witch Doctor, and at that point OG kind of disengaged.
It's a perfect position of Ana. The arrow has nothing to block it, so Forev can join in, and that combination we're wondering, like, what's going to work with the Faceless Void? Where's the damage come from? Mirana's there to keep that control up and actually provide that damage. Maybe a bit of a trade-off, however, as Jirax is going to find TA. She doesn't have Blink yet, so Paralyzing Cast. No-Tail rotates in, just hold him there and instantly into a Death Ward.
They missed Maledict. He's gonna live.
Oh, wow, did they?
Yeah.
With the Moonlight Shadow, they don't have the information, and now you're actually going to double stomp. Forev's got Starfall of Elwell combining it with the ET Splitter. There's this huge damage at OG. So heavily punished. Not only do they not kill the TA, they lose No-Tail and Seb.
That's a big miss from Jerax. Very uncharacteristic. He's generally on point with his spell casting, but sometimes you miss, and that was just on the edge. The Maledict was so close, but no cigar.
They want to go for more.
Nice dodge.
Nice. This is what I was concerned about when we have the draft. Like, what do they have to control up the Ember? How do they hit these combinations once Ana gets stronger?
Key kill there. He kills the richest hero in the game. Lots of gold. Good amount of experience. He's now level 10. Second highest level in the game after the TA, of course. TA generally will be playing from ahead. But, yeah. OG with a series of unsuccessful events, really, until that kill. Both their fights mid went very poorly.
No-Tail's on a smoke mission. He's going for the warding only. Like, he dropped a sentry to block up the Ancients, leaving some Observer wards in. And it looks like they're going to prepare for bottom lane, at least. Yeah, Observers all through the shallow, or the long part of WR's bottom jungle. So I'll see anyone that wraps around to the bottom lane to fight. But they may not be worrying about that. Faceless Void still working his way to his Mask of Madness. Chronosphere's got another 20 seconds on cooldown, so he's not looking to fight just yet. And Kitrak's been so lucky these power shots have not discovered him in the trees. Yes, he's got Fiend's Grip, and maybe he just uses it, but Naga Siren is nearby. No illusions available for him to use. And here comes the illusions. They're looking for the Bane. Song of the Siren will have to be committed to actually stop him, and yeah, no easy shackle.
No shackle at all.
Radiant
Hasn't skilled it yet. He's gonna get it level 11, I guess. I think he wants the Mono Region talent this game. Or the Wind Run slow if he fancies running in close. I don't think you want to run in close against this Radiant lineup, though, so I doubt he's going to take that one.
Radiant structures
That Radiant lineup's pushing mid.
Yep.
Brewmaster has his split back up again, but can he tank through this? He got the Drunken Haze off. Brewmaster still can't survive. Oh. No, he does! He gets a split Ana with the Spider Fist, and he needs to Spirit away. It's taking too long. Locked in position. The Brewmaster control, he actually ended up dying. I thought he got the split off, it looked like it, but he actually just popped into oblivion.
He was
and now it's up to Naga Siren.
Close.
With no Song of Siren, they at least get the revenge kill into Kitrak, and Templar Assassin did die. Is there buyback? Witch Doctor's coming in. Doesn't have his Death Wall, but has Maledict. So they need to ensnare and control someone. ET's probably going to be the easier target than the Faceless Void. Arrow will connect on the Naga Siren, but ET with the Maledict on him, you know he's going to tick, so they change their targets. The Storm comes down from Millen, and they actually find the kill. On to No-Tail, Jirax as well. Thompson's doing the best he can. Now with the extra help from Ana, they'll have the damage to get through Forev before his TP can complete. And this is scrappy, to say the least, in mid.
Ana, fortunately, there had a remnant over from when he died previously in the fight, and his respawn time is so short that he does have a way of connecting back into the fight and killing off Forev there. But yeah, like you said, a bit, again, scrappy. Spells being missed. And the Brew Split was so close from Sep, but just didn't get off. And it's a totally different fight if he gets it off. Next fight, however, he will have a dagger. So OG are starting to hit a timing now, and overall, they kind of won that fight, actually. In the terms of net worth, they gained gold. Quite a bit, even. They were almost 5k behind.
And then they got the 3 bounty runes directly after it as well.
That is why. They got extra bounty rune. I think they ended a kill streak. Yeah, Forev had a 6 kill streak, so a lot of gold for that one for Ana.
Yep.
And
you just fueled him up. Like, he's one small camp away from having his Maelstrom.
And they defended their towers, so OG, if they know the math of what happened there, they're going to be happy. But their execution was definitely not the best. But now
No-Tail also drags his creep wave over to Ana, so the tier 1 tower on top lane can take some pressure. and he can farm in relative safety. Unlike mid lane, where Wind Ranger is in a world of hurt. No wind run available, no easy way to escape. Nightmare, holder, puncher, and then sapper.
Side blade kill.
Rune of invisibility.
Bro? Yeah, I'm expecting this Brewmaster to get split off in the coming fights, so this will be a new challenge for Wind and Rain. They've done a good job killing Seb at the beginning of the fight twice. Next time, I don't think they will be so lucky. So, gonna see how they deal with this. If they get good vision and they're somehow able to catch him again. Now, OG are looking to make their move on mid. They see Ana.
Yeah, they saw him for half a second because the sentry I think he walked in range of it, or he walked in range of the tower. It was one of the two.
He actually walked in the range of the tower, but there's the split.
Oh, yeah, they managed to get the ensnare already on the TA, and Ana, spirit jump in, spirit jump out, but a quick little send up by the Brute. Oh no, they got the Chronosphere onto the Ember Spirit. Faceless Voice trying to finish the job, and maybe he's got enough Paralyzing Cast will bounce out into the Death Ward of Jirax. Perez connects though, not yet on the arrow, so Jirax gets a lot of time, especially with a shackle from Thompson. Hits the perfect mark. So Witch Doctor just heals through it. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off, the two mids down. And now into the stomp, no tail as well as Thompson. Look tired, Jirax giving him the Voodoo Restoration. A little of extra heal, not to mention that paralyzing cast, making it difficult to get the follow through, but Thompson still ends up going down, and then the TP out by No Tail. It should be successful.
This Brew Split seems to have very little impact, honestly. I haven't seen too much good stuff coming out of it for OG. It's a great chrono from Ritsu there, combining into the arrow and killing Ana. That's really the key in this game that they haven't had in previous games. That hard lockdown, and No Tail just wasn't in position or didn't want to use Song of the Siren there to bail his buddy out. They need No Tail outside of the chrono. Was he caught in it?
Yeah, he got caught in it, but he jumped forward to attack, and then it didn't work.
Yeah. It's just a bit too greedy. I think you send in your illusions, you Riptide, and you cast an ensnare from long range if anything, but he has to stay out of Chrono's way. It's very important for OG. That's the dream fight pretty much for Wind and Rain. Catch and kill the Emperor.
I can't believe how much damage Jirax takes. The non-stop control in the back lines forever will jump forward. The T8 transfer killing him off. They got another one set, and you get the Fiend's Grip into the Earth Splitter. Man, OG are getting slapped around underneath their own Tier 1 tower, but they are still underneath their own Tier 1 tower. Now Ana jumps forward, burns through the Templar Assassin. Even with a sleight of fits, got the extra. Ferev leaps, has the distance. It was Kitrak and Brill who died real quickly. And Mirana TP's out undercover. Wait, slide it? No. Won't happen.
Both barely
and the
got out.
TP out from ET will be successful.
And that's a hold from OG. It seems like the recipe for them is just don't have Brew Split, then you win your fights somehow. Very interesting. But yeah, the key thing here is like you said, the fight is around their Tier 1 tower, and Ana is not controlled for once. When he is not controlled, he gets that damage out with the Maelstrom and does win his team that fight in the end.
He's number 1 net worth. 8k for him, 7.1k for the Mirana. Void, TA, as well as Mirana are pretty close to the Wind Ranger. Sorry, is the other one. Yep. But Witch Doctor, Maledict into the Death Ward. Time dilation down. He's got the Time Walk available, and then Jirax. Woo! There's Blink Dagger up for the TA.
I don't know what he was expecting, really.
Yeah,
on that
one. Maybe it was just, I'm just gonna throw everything I've got to attract attention. Like I have that the weird light that attracts moths.
He might have gone there to ward, and then he ran into the enemy team and he was like, oh, well, what can you really do? Cast all his stuff and try to harass a bit, but
yeah,
no way he
create
gets
some
a kill.
space for the rest of his cause. Mid tower gets denied, so goodbye to that money.
It's still map control. It's important for Wind and Rain to take these towers down.
Yep.
Stomp on
This
Ana.
time for once, yeah, he finally actually gets connected on that because he started to fist the wave.
Good movement from Kitrak here under cover of smoke. Unfortunately, he did ward under a freshly placed sentry here from No Tail, so when anyone walks up here, which Jirax will do just now, he will find this ward and get rid of it immediately. Or not look at his hero and just walk straight past. That's another option. Okay. That's a great ward.
No one saw that, all right?
No one expects the Observer ward on the hill.
On the open territory.
Okay, Jirax.
Yep. Oh wait, they're coming back.
What about this time?
Is he, oh hi! Oh hello.
Jirax, are you kidding me?
No, he actually walked
now
right over the top of it, into the bait, and now he's
dear.
just like, oh, Scribble, I think they can see me, boys.
Oh, that's so funny. He's obviously not got the camera on his hero, but he's looking
Don't
ahead.
No-Tail's coming. T-Rex actually lives. He went down to 19 HP, and now he's 9-man up. T-Rex just wants to attack him and kill him off. He's going to get the kill. They lose the Observer Ward. In the meantime, Thompson did die on the bottom lane, but they're looking for more. Dire Sentry was down, so they knew where the ET was running out. With that negative armor, millen is having movement and speed to run away.
Yeah.
Because the Spirit came in,
TA
and he's
slap.
got Yule Scepter.
TA slap? TA trap. I call it slap.
Because maybe, okay, that's a new cosmetic for TA. It's just going to be a palm
Yeah.
on the map. And it just slaps you across the face, and you take time to recover
She's
from
kind
the
of
face
melee at
slapping.
the start of the game. And slapping the wave.
Oh.
Well, that was another decent
welcome-
sequence for the Radiant.
No, go on.
Yeah, there's not much more to it than that. That was a funny moment with JerAx there. Obviously, his camera is not around his hero, so he doesn't see the ward, but does come around once he gets Nightmare. He's like, hey, wait a minute. And the help does come in, but that was a 2-for-1 exchange overall. Kitrak and Forev getting 2 kills, and Ana killing Kitrak. So they should be relatively happy here. Getting the waves pushed out once again are Wind and Rain, at least to some extent. Bottom, mid, and top.
You know what this game feels like? It feels like those old games with Weavers who are totally out of control, and you wonder if they can actually be locked down because there's just a lack of stuns.
Yeah.
I'm still feeling that's coming the way for Ana. Like, he gets a Shiva's Guard, he'll survive through the Chronosphere. TA can't get the damage in, and if he has Flame Guard up, then you're not getting as much work out of the Mirana, even with the help of the ET, and that's what they're doing right now. Slide of Fist and then Spirit away. JerAx just runs straight forward for it. The Nightmare keeps Thompson out, but man, JerAx just exploded. No-Tail ticks out after he puts the Song of the Siren up, and this allows now the Fiend Script, the Searing Chains. It didn't work on the right target. Thompson couldn't be freed. Ana attempted to save his teammate, and now it's all gone horribly, 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 horribly wrong, as Ana will die. 4 heroes gone.
This Mirana hits so hard. He actually just leaps in and 3-shots JerAx with this MKB of his. MKB Aquila treads ridiculous damages for 200 plus procs.
I love
And
his
of course
item
he's
build, too.
able
It's just
to
like,
hit Wind Ranger.
he just rushes the MKB.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
It's good this game. He wants to kill the Wind Ranger. And in that instance, like you said, if that Slide Chains connects on the Bane instead of the Ancient Camp, that might have been a different story, but Ana, ultimately, it's his mistake for placing it in a way that it could connect on the Ancients. He didn't have much time to target it, though.
And they found a new target. Where's that arrow? Mirana arrow into Bane Nightmare, the oldest combination in the book. And Seb goes down to it. 45 seconds with him down with a fresh Aegis the Immortal. And of course it's on the Templar Assassin, giving her a license to dive. Maybe they can kill off millen. Paralyzing cast, blink down for the perfect shackle. And they have the sentry wards. He will defensively use up. He's got 10 stick charges available too. Makes the run up, a spirit charge. Ana, he really wanted that one. Nightmare actually helps him dodge the Starfall, but still locked inside the Chronosphere. Ana with no real protection. Thompson can at least get a couple out of this. In fact, they are getting some decent kills. Remember, it's OG who are the ones behind right now.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Brawl is pushing top, so this is stuff we've seen out from OG a lot of the time, where it's Thompson doing exactly what Brawl is doing right now. Getting that split push going. OG will let him have it and go for the tier 1 mid, but defense is coming in.
Yeah, TA came back because Seb TP to the top lane.
Yep.
OG know they have no fight. They have Song of the Siren off cooldown in a second, but he doesn't have the mana for it. So the arrow, it actually breaks free just in time. Thought that Nightmare would have lasted a little longer.
Yep. This Brewmaster's been so unimpactful this game. I'm still waiting for the fight where, like, there you go, that's Brew for you.
We've never seen him
so little
blink
happen.
clap. Like, blink clap split has just never happened. Which is kind of funny considering he picked up the blink dagger. Like, he's always blinked defensively.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if OG are on their in their full-on comfort zone in this game. They also haven't been able to song a single chrono yet.
Thompson was invis. They stomped him and then went for the blind arrow and then missed. But he's waiting and he's looking for the perfect shackle onto Forev. Support's nearby in the form of JerAx, but then again, they're underneath the Radiant Shrine. You do not want to be fighting that.
I think they do. It just got used.
Okay, they burn Moonlight Shadow, so WR can move back.
They got caught by a trap here, OG, during smoke. Thompson wants to find something. He can't find anything, and Kidtrack is taking this time to ward. He's high, super high level on Bane, by the way, level 14.
Shackle's not going to work. Top lane, Searing Chains. Anna found an extra target. Kidtrack just thought he was going to have some fun. But wait, yeah, Anna's coming back. I forgot I left the stove on. What a nightmare.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh, indeed. Ritsu's arrived. Not turning the Mask of Madness on. Chrono's off cooldown in 1 second time. And Anna, Searing Chains, Sleight of Fist, needs a quick spirit jump away. And thanks to Searing Chains being on Ritsu, he couldn't chase it. But here comes Millen. But Anna's already bottled up. The stomp, Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, once again canceling these abilities. And Shackles, the phone book to the tree.
That would actually have been a kill for Ritsu if he used Mask of Madness, but it's a difficult decision to make. He has Chrono 3 seconds later, so if he uses Mask, he's going to regret not having Chrono, but now he didn't get it off anyway. He didn't have the time on Grip, and Ana got away. So that one hurts. That would have been a really nice kill for them to get as well.
Would have pushed so much momentum forward.
Seb going for the mid tower.
Now they're looking at losing their T1 tower. There's too many TA traps that are just causing so much damage and so much slow. And TA knows he can get this kill. Here comes the arrow, flies straight through, and OG managed to dodge it. Looking for that Starfall. Rev able to BKB up, quick spirit away. Brewmaster has already gone for the split. Thompson did get the hit on the tower, but Bane permanently controlled up by this Brewmaster. He wants the kill. Moonlight Shadow won't allow them to fight here. The Sentry wards are slot, but here's your Chronosphere. A perfect Searing Chains. It's saving the Naga Siren, so if they want to go for the Song of the Siren, they can, but the 5-second arrow, it won't matter. They still can't get close enough. Paralyzing Cask won't bounce. They know the Bane is low. A quick Searing Chain. Nope, doesn't actually connect on the TA. In fact, it's her time to go ham. Jumping forward. A double kill for her, finishing off Durex. They want Brewmaster too, but they can take the Naga inside the river. Stomp and arrow right on point. And OG thought they were getting the upper hand, and it instantly turned.
Yeah, that Chrono wasn't even that good. He only caught the Naga in it and did manage to kill her and got killed himself, but Forev is dealing so much damage along with Bryle. This Mirana, the snowballing that we talked about, could happen early and needed to happen, actually did. He's got such a huge impact on this game with this, just all the solo kills he's managed to get. He just jumps in and tears someone apart. 250 damage plus the procs of MKB. Doesn't take him very long. Not even Thompson is safe with his wind run, and he's very used to having that safety net.
Yep.
And it just looks like Forev's primary target in this game has been to just jump and blow up Jerax. He's got 10 deaths on Witch Doctor. Just getting torn apart by Mirana over and over again. This is a big advantage now for Wind and Rain. I thought OG might have had that fight, but they're just a bit too far behind, and Ana had no defensive remnants left when he went in.
I'm kind of surprised that Durex actually didn't go for something like a Glimmer Cape. Instead, he's going for the Spirit Vessel. Obviously a fantastic item, but like, how else does he get any kind of combination off? How else does he survive or protect his own teammates? They need something.
Yeah. Vessel still is good, though.
Yeah.
Can't have it all. You're in a position right now where you just aren't as rich as you would have liked. You're positioned for Witch Doctor with 4k net worth minute 30. It is real bad.
Shadows take us.
Well, Anna's at least finished up his next item, finished up the Shiva's Guard. So a little bit more clearance when it comes to creep waves. And the armor to survive during inside the Chronosphere. But remember, he was #1 net worth. We were looking at him to say, oh yeah, that Shivas will be done soon, and then move on to next item. ET going for the Spirit Stomp onto Thompson. ET splitter as well, but that's why they Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, double clap, and instantly into the Brewmaster split. You can brains up a little bit more life back. But OG, for the first time, Brewmaster is a hero, syndereN. You get your wish.
It's just such a, like, it looks great, but it does almost nothing for the game, what just happened, actually. They got 2 support kills, they gained maybe 1k net worth in total, and they spent Brewmaster split, so this is a downtime. I don't even think that was that good for OG, but it's something. They need something good to happen right now, so happy to get a couple of kills and maybe buy some times for themselves, but it didn't really hurt the progression of the Radiant lineup.
It's better than just killing off a Bane with a smoke.
Yes.
That's like the worst thing that can
It
happen
could
to
always be worse.
Yeah. And they did finish one other item, so Aghanim Scepter is now completed over on Thompson. And looks like he's going to try and team up with Anna on the bottom lane. They don't know if Shiva's got off cooldown just yet, and they may not be exactly certain where Forev is. Yeah, Forev showed himself, and then instantly thought twice about it. Doesn't want to have to burn that 9-second BKB again.
It's such a big problem when you look at the lineup from OG that they have very limited options at solving BKB. Brewmaster is great until cores get BKB. Ember is great until cores get BKB. Windrunner wants the enemy to also not have BKB ideally. So when this Mirana and TA comes running at them, what do? They kind of have to just ensnare and go away.
Anna's going to get the hell out of here. He's already starting the run. Defensive Spirit back in the lane. Observer and Sentries are down. The Chronosphere will go. And Naga Song, she'll get it off, but 3 BKBs committed. Song is very ineffective against BKB types.
And this is going to be minimum 1 tower. Roshan is not available just yet. May respawn in 10 seconds, so we'll see.
They're moving for more kills. They've still got Fiend's Grip on the Bane. And an unused Tome sitting in his
he runs
stash.
into the trap, Seb.
The Observer Ward. You remember that Observer Ward spot Jirax, don't you? Yeah? He's trying to
placed it
the
again.
bottom lane right now. And they
Dial
lost
is
their
the
courier.
Well, at least Thompson got a tower. So
The courier was giving vision of the hillside, so he could actually attack the Observer Ward. Oh my god.
everything just going right for Wind and Rain in this game. We didn't think they were going to do it, but it looks like a game 4 may have been forced soon.
Yeah.
They're in a really dominant position right now.
And OG, they really want something. They may have to wait a little bit longer. At least Jirax is able to hit level 15, so he's got the 120 gold per minute talent. So a lot of that money he's unable to claim is gonna start kicking in.
Yeah, Ghost Scepter, great item this game. Would imagine that the Templar will go for a Nullifier sometime in the future. He's building Hex currently.
Roshan just spawned.
Better item against Ember.
TA Trap reveals it instantly. So wouldn't be surprised if they just make a beeline for Roshan.
Yep.
Naga's Song is still down for 28 seconds as well. So some defensive traps, not really being useful as the sentry wards are there for OG.
Oh, Jirax. Isn't that just annoying?
How much life has he got with 3 points of Voodoo Restoration? Enough for now.
Yeah, he has a Tranquil
But top
too.
lane, he's underneath the sentry ward. Ritsu's seen. That's why Anna's hiding in the tree line. And he still needs his farm, building into that Aeon disc of his. You've already finished the one over on Seb, so he's got the ability to jump forward. Radiant Courier, not exactly certain it meant to be there. Hasn't fortified up, it's just sitting with Templar Assassin. Moral support Courier enabled. And the BKB, burn from TA, already down. That's down to 7 seconds duration. The arrow, it'll connect over an Anna and Song of the Siren. It has to be used. The ensnare onto Forev. A quick spirit jump away. They needed to buy that time for Anna. But Brewmaster Split and Song of the Siren down. Oh, Thompson, he hits the shackle. The kill off the Mirana, but does they have enough damage to get through the Wind Ranger? Ritsu, no! Yes, he does the side blades from TA! He was attacking Anna, he sliced right through Anna and ended up killing off Thompson. The stop will buy a little bit more time. Faces Void, rooted up so Millen can just punch his way in through Anna. But that damage output, Naga, he's got nothing left. Faces Void can kill him off, combining with the creep wave. A TP from Jirax onto the Ghost Scepter, stomp from Millen, Anna stop it, walks outside the pit and finally kills off Jirax. 4 heroes down for OG, 3 of them without buyback, and Roshan going the way of the Radiant.
This song, it's what are you supposed to do, right? He has to song to try to save Ember and actually manages, and that kills his Windrunner, because then she gets Chrono and they don't have song. The BKB's still a problem. We might see multiple Aeon Discs come out for the Dire. It looks like Ember is building one. We have one on Brewmaster. I think Wind Ranger needs one too. I don't think this Lincoln's is the solution for Thompson. He might have to get a disc so that when he gets chronoed, he can buy that extra time. At least until Void gets a Nullifier, which he is working on. So he will have that soon.
And the mid lane's copying a fair beating. And they can take the range racks. The catapults will probably do it by themselves, and it looks like no risk. They're already backing out. They know OG have the advantage in this series, 2 games up. So they have to play a little bit safer. So move away. They took out the tier 3 tower. The catapults actually did do it. They killed off the range racks.
Yep.
And this opens up all the shrines for murder as well.
Oh, Hex. Hex on TA. Browl's big this game. He's real big. And I think the goal now for Wind and Rain is to find some sort of fight outside the base where they just get a surprise jump with Moonlight or a smoke. If they find the Emperor or the Wind Ranger and don't chrono, but just catch them with anything else like Grip into Arrow, Elder Titan Stomp, TA Hex, any opening on one of those heroes to either force Song or just flat out grab the kill, will open up the base push. When Song is unavailable, they can go for an aggressive chrono and win the fight.
They got so many of them. Nullifier on the Faceless Void too. And TA doesn't find the pop in the mid. But you know OG, they fight under their 1 sentry ward that's there. Courier's back up. Oh, they got so Spirit Vessel 1 charge for Jirax. Use it wisely. They actually have the money for Ana to buy up the Aeon disc. I don't know if he can get the Courier down there though. Like, it's making the trek now. There's no Radiant Vision watching it. They're all smoked up in the Dire Jungle, and OG are hiding in their base. They actually really need that Aeon disc.
That they do.
Dire's top
And there it
shrine is under attack.
Yeah, successfully escorted to Ana here. Problem is, the Nullifier's ready
Yeah.
on the Void. So they're going to force this disc, and then they're going to instantly nullify it, and we're back to square one. So he unfortunately got the item just a bit too late. And that's just what happens when you lose a couple of fights like this. The snowball factor in this game is definitely playing a very big role. Radiant are still not pushing for melees, though. They're respecting OG a lot, and if they don't find a move, their Aegis is flat out just going to go to waste.
But they do have another item which they can pick up pretty soon, which is the Satanic.
They could buy it now.
So, yeah, there's already the money for forever. He may be a little bit more cautious. Like, they're being cautious about pushing high ground anyway. So, why risk the buyback and get split push? Because that's what's happening too, bottom lane. They took so long, WR, to push in the mid lane that Ana is already attacking the tier 3 tower on bottom. He's burning through the creep wave, spirits away, comes back to fight and defend his melee racks in mid. But the bottom lane's already done his push. So they may get a bit of a trade-off. Jump in, there's your Hex over on Witch Doctor, and that TA really wants the Witch Doctor every time, but this is a good song. For once, all 5 heroes are asleep. Their BKBs won't work, and Ember Spirit, he's looking for a target, and the Cypher, so he went back into the Chronosphere. He didn't jump out the Spirit, but he is protected. But then again, Nullifier doing its work. They get through too, no buybacks are available. The Shackle from Thompson is good, so then he's sent straight up and towards the air, so he can't follow through into the damage. In fact, all he does is die. Buy back, that's one way you could try and survive from this fight. The Brewmaster control is good. The sentry's there, they burn the Aegis Immortal. Thompson preparing himself for a nice Shackle, try and line up both for Rev as well as the TA, but it doesn't work. He'll only just take the one. But now they want more. They need more.
They actually just flat out held with 1 buyback after the Ember got killed in a chrono and Witch Doctor died before the fight began. That's the best Brewmaster split they've had all game, actually. They got so much value out of it. And I'm surprised No-Tail sung like that. There was no purpose of it. They can't combo it with anything in this game. It's a strictly defensive tool. So sure, you get a song on all 5, but what does it really do? Both teams look at each other for a bit, and then Radiant are like, cool, let's go chrono someone and kill him. It's just tricky, right? It's because of the timing of everything that happened in this game. It's almost impossible to use song correctly because of the 3 BKBs, but it will get easier over time with the BKBs dropping lower.
Get track. He moved the illusions nicely, so he didn't actually get shackled last minute, get the Fiend's grip off. And he's buying time because here comes Templar Assassin, line up for the attacks. You'll get the BKB. There's your Song and the Siren once again. Instead, we'll hold the TA in position. Time to turn off because you got the Death Ward to go to work. ET, Splitter, control something. Miller's just... Okay, there's your Stomp, but it comes way too late. TA's actually down for 95 seconds without buyback.
That turned out...
OG have time to recover map control here.
They do, but at the same time they lost Thompson and he has the same death timer as TA. So it's still a 4-on-4. But they're making some serious progress. Something big that's coming up for OG here is the level 25 of Seb. He's actually the highest level in their team on Brewmaster.
He just switched off getting an E-Blade into a side device.
Yeah, they gave him the Tome as well. So this 25...
He got to almost 1,000 gold from that kill on the TA.
Yeah. Oh, this Hex... It's not out of the... It is within the realm of possibility that OG win this game. They're going to need to win a team fight and get a Roche, probably.
Ember's in trouble. Ember's dead. Unless Ana... No, he's dead. Aeon Disc will pop. There goes your Nullifier. Support's coming in from Nagasaran. The ET Splitter ensures the kill. In fact, secures it. 507 gold to an ET. And now Ember is dead for 77 seconds. All that space is gone.
Yeah. Good catch. Void and Titan playing together. It's such a great pairing. It feels very good going for plays together. The heroes just complement each other so well.
Suppose we should be looking for the next Roshan. He could spawn up in about a minute and a half.
Yeah, Roche is big. And Brewmaster 25 is big. Is there anything for the Radiant worth looking out for? Mirana's soon 25. Void just got his 25 as well, so he has the Chrono AoE.
I'm wondering too, like if it's Moonlight Shadow or if it's multi-arrows. Because we've seen Moonlight Shadow already being used fantastically earlier today.
Multi-arrows are pretty cool when you have the big Chrono, I think. It's relatively likely that you set it up well for your team with a 2-hero or 3-hero Chrono when it's that big and you hit arrows into it. I think he might choose this talent in this game. Brewmaster 25, of course, will go for the Primal Split, rather cooldown. So it'll have 15 seconds downtime. And that is very strong. It makes you able to use Primal Split whenever you feel like, basically. You just use it to start the fight. See what you can force. If you can force BKBs with it, you can disengage with Song, reset, and then use Split again. That's probably going to be OG's goal of how they construct their next fight.
Well, they're looking for one on bottom lane. The tier 1 tower is currently being destroyed by catapults, and they've already done it. They Brewmaster split it straight away, expecting an engagement, but it's just not there.
I think they're using it to
Instead, they're
push.
looking towards Roshan, who is maybe 20 seconds away.
Zero risk push. Yeah, Rosh is about to spawn. And the Radiant will know because of the TA trap. Here comes the smoke from OG. They're uncertain. They don't know if Roshan is up, so they're going to have to take the gamble.
He still doesn't have
Smoking
his earliest spawn time is in 3 seconds.
Oh,
So now we see
Sorry.
the real counter,
Oh,
and
it's a
it's
short
20
one, though.
seconds. And it's real short. And once again, the never-ending brew split.
They go jumping around. I don't know. Oh,
Well, they found some heroes. Why do I feel like Brewmaster has now just become the greatest observer ward?
yeah. You're not wrong.
Oh, Chrono. Caught 2. Perfect. It's Thompson as well. Dead for 95 seconds. Jurex will join him in the afterlife. And 2 heroes down. Roshan
Rosh.
just freshly spawned. TA saw it. Yeah, it's a free Rosh. Unless Brewmaster plans on doing some kind of weird shenanigans. And that's exactly what he does. Storm Brewling in. Fire Brewling to push out the lane. Sends the ET up. They're Nightmaring to keep him out. Don't think that'll fully work. More TA traps being committed.
It's not
And they're coming over. So, okay, too late. Ensnare over on the ET, but he uses his Yule Scepter to keep Notel in position and buying time for TA to jump forward with that Hex. The arrow will completely miss the target, but it doesn't matter, especially when the side blades actually spilled damage down to Ana. And they're coming in for the GG push. They're going to go straight down the mid and finish this.
This teamfight can fail. They need to not get too reckless just because of how powerful Brewmaster is. They still need a creep wave to come in. So this Moonlight Shadow will be expended in the beginning of the fight. Does he have the talent?
Oh,
he does.
He's trying to drag the creep wave out. The Nightmare stops the illusion from the Brewling from doing it.
Might see a little Cyclone here at the end. No?
Maybe. Nope. Brewmaster split, 12 seconds. And they're headed towards the top. They want a double lane of Rax.
Split in 5.
Searing Chains, still a good harassment from Ana for Ana long range.
They glyphed the wave so he didn't heal with Satanic.
Oh, Primal Split, they're gonna go again. Faces Void, hits the Chronosphere. He got Jirax and he got a lot of the Brewlings. But he did not get the big prize. He did not catch out the Ember Spirit. So with Chronosphere down, they may be a little bit more apprehensive about this. Searing Chains, no, Faces Void just BKBs. Runs away, and he actually has the Refresher Shot. So if he wants to turn here on Chrono, he definitely can do it. And the arrow! It connects onto Ana! That's the game right there. If they can kill him off, Fiend Script's going to be committed as well as the BKB. They've still got Chrono back up again, but it wasn't needed to be used to kill off the Ember. Not the first time, maybe the second time after buyback.
Yeah, they're getting in position to defend. Primal Split will come out once again.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yep.
is under attack.
Never-ending defense. Nightmare. Mirana still in range of the tower. That's the reason why they can pound her even inside of Moonlight Shadow. The Stomp creates some more space. TA being kept out of play by this Brewmaster. The Brewlings just keep sending him up and up and up. And
Yes,
Perez,
cheese.
he wants to fight finally. The cheese will be used under the cover of Nightmare, but they also get the Song of the Siren off. Who are they going to go on? The reset's out, but ET protected by his BKB could get the Stomp off. A quick slide of fist. Seth needs the distance. He's got the Aeon to do it. 2 seconds until split. He'll have the time to get it off. Nullifiers making it difficult, but now here comes the Brewmaster split. More control, but they have no Ember Spirit. They have no Wind Ranger, and now they're all Chronosphere. Good luck. Goodbye, Notal, and goodbye, Game 3. This game belongs to WR. Wind and Rain, they've done it. There's no way OG can defend this push now.
Dire's top tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
this should be the end of the game. They may have even... The crazy thing is they may have even been able to hold longer if they didn't get caught by that Elder Titan Stomp out of their own Song of the Siren. They looked a bit indecisive about whether to go in or not. I thought they were singing to buy time for a new brew split, but weren't completely sure about what they wanted to do. And like you said, the game will be Wind and Rain's. Surprising, because we thought this game was going to be the most one-sided one, but Wind and Rain managed to do a great job in their laning. OG seemed a little less comfortable, I would say, in their lineup and what they needed to do. And
Yeah,
there you go.
for once their laning phase just didn't feel nice.
Yeah, it didn't work out that well.
And the change up on top lane, having Millen rotate it as that ET, felt like he just had a huge impact once he had that double stack, and then just beat the crap out of Anna.
Forev owned this game.
Yeah.
He was so good this game. And that's the kind of performances they're going to need if they want to win more games, but one of 3.
It was very impressive. That was probably the single best game I think I've seen Wind and Rain play the entire tournament. Like that was like them truly stepping up their laning phase was by far the best I've ever seen. And the funny part is, throughout the entire tournament, you know, OG have had some lanes where they don't win, obviously, but normally they can find one where they get some real big benefit out of it. Typically it's Thompson's lane. But we just didn't see that this time around. They just felt like asphyxiated from a very early point onward.
I mean, and they made some great moves too. The one thing I can think of besides the Forev and the Milan lane, which crushed, was that Milan got a very early haste rune, and he was able to solo kill Thompson, and then that gave the advantage to Bryo, who then had more experience. He was able to get to 6 quicker, and suddenly he started, controlling that lane a lot more for the Templar Assassin. And then, of course, that all snowballs. You have to also add on the fact that, and you talked about it a lot during the cast, is that Seb's impact on the Brewmaster just felt minimal at the beginning of the game. Later, he had a pretty big impact, but in the beginning of the game, when you're supposed to be this strong Brewmaster, it didn't actually happen.
And there were a couple of fights for OG where I loved the Naga pick for what it was supposed to do in the game, but the moment they started getting songs off in Chrono was when the enemy team had 3 BKBs. Like, that's actually when it started happening. The timing for OG just failed in this game. It's that simple. They failed. They didn't get to play the way they wanted to do with their lineup, and sometimes the game just goes wrong. They have 3 lives. They can more than likely bounce back from this, but that showed great promise for Wind and Rain. If they can get a bit of momentum going here, this could get really, really interesting all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we will have to see. It is going to be Game 4 coming up. Felt like the first game OG actually mishandled. The other game that they lost, it was against a Huskar against Wind and Rain, which was more of a draft issue in my opinion, and I think everybody else's. So, very important game for Wind and Rain. Staying alive in this tournament. OG up 2-1 still. Game 4 is going to be right around the corner. We will take a quick break, and we will jump into it as soon as it's ready. Stick around, folks.